And what's up, everybody? And welcome to another live stream event. Tonight, we have two special guests, and I will be bringing them on right now. First, I would like to introduce Director Extraordinaire, the man, the myth, the legend, Adam Marcus.
My brother.
And another Director Extraordinaire, a good friend, Mr. Michael Felsch.
Yeah.
Hello. So,
Hello, everybody.
what movie are we talking about again?
Oh, for the love of God, this same goddamn documentary. No.
Yeah,
we're talking about Hearts of Darkness, the making of the Final Friday. It'll be written on my tombstone, I think, at this point.
It's as good a thing to talk about as any.
It's really true. Oh, look at him. Wow. That was convincing, though. It was nice. So, oh Jesus! So we have updates and awesomeness to talk about, and I know it's the stuff that everybody who has followed the campaign and who contributed to the campaign wants to know about. It is the thing they care the most about, as they should, which is we're going to talk about the physical release of this movie, guys. It's happening. We're also going to talk about some more dates that the movie's going to be shown around the country. We're going to be talking about festivals that it's played and festivals that it's going to be playing, and how quickly you guys are going to get your hands on this special edition disc set that's coming down the pike. So I'm going to let my esteemed colleague, the remarkable, talented, gifted. What's your
keep going,
Michael. I'm going to let Michael take over from here because he is actually well acquainted with how we're going to distribute this movie. Go for it, brother.
Oh, I thought you had the information.
I sent it to you, dude.
Well, I guess we're fucked then. So
TJ, you have any thoughts? Any stories?
Yeah,
any anecdotes about Buster Keaton?
Because how about them Mets?
Hey, them's just fighting words.
No, okay. So, obviously, one of the big questions everyone has been asking about is when will I be able to own a copy of this thing? Mm-hmm. And I think that question's been asked since what, about 6 years now? 5, 6 years?
It's been little. It's 5.5 years. It's 5.5 years. But thanks. That's not a sore spot. Thanks, Michael. It's good. It's good stuff.
Anyway, so we first wanted, of course, to finish the documentary and then screen it to, and get it out there and get some reactions to it and, see where the land laid in terms of, the life this thing was going to have. And it's had an incredible life so far. For a documentary like this about a film that has had, shall we say, a rocky reception over the years. I have been just thrilled by the reaction it's been getting at the festivals that it's played at, the screenings that it's had. There was one in particular at Texas Frightmare Weekend, which was just rapturous. I mean, it was insane. And I wasn't even able to be there, but I got FaceTimed in, and I got to see this huge crowd, and everyone was just having a great time with it. And same thing over at the Gardenia Cinema in LA. They've screened it. Where else? Glasgow
Fright Fest, and in Oslo, Norway, at the Ravenheart Film Fest, where it won Best Documentary.
Yes, and we've got several. We'll talk about the Adam will be able to fill you in on the other screenings that are coming up.
Yeah,
but a couple of things. Obviously, people want to know who are not able to go to one of these festivals. When am I going to be able to see it? And Adam and I, as well as everyone over at Skeleton Crew, were adamant that we do not just throw this thing out there on streaming with a physical media release to come later or concurrently, because streaming is going to happen. It will happen at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not. And then Adam would said something that was just like, once it's on streaming, it's just content that's out there on the ocean, floating around the ocean, along with everything else.
Yeah.
And because of the Indiegogo campaign that was done to help, get this thing started all those many, many, many years ago, it was important that the people who got who went in on this from the very beginning are rewarded in some way for supporting this thing.
Yeah.
So the idea was we're going to do the physical media release first, and then the streaming will happen at some point later, probably sometime next year. But as to where that's going to be, when that's going to be, that's for another time.
Mhm.
Now, in terms of who's going to be distributing the Blu-ray in question, thankfully, because I recently started up my own label with Red Shirt Home Video in conjunction with Synapse Films, who have been, Don and Jerry over there have been good friends of mine for about 25 years, give or take, actually probably even longer than that. I was doing Don's website back in like 97, 96. I was like, well, why can't we make a deal for my company to do it? Because at least it'll be with a label that cares about it, and I have a vested interest in making sure this thing goes out right. So a couple of weeks ago, the deal was signed and delivered and done, and Red Shirt Home Video, in conjunction with Synapse Films, will be releasing Hearts of Darkness the final Friday to Blu-ray in what will be conservatively a very generously packed edition. It's going to actually be on 2 discs. That's how much stuff there is.
Yeah.
And it is going to be, that edition will be available for a while, and then at some point there'll probably just be a single disc at some point, maybe. I don't know. People are going to ask about that, but that's down the line some point. We're just going to keep selling this until people tell us enough already. We already own 5 copies each. We don't need any more. And it's like, no, you need 10. You really need 10.
Yeah, you do.
We'll get into more details about what's going to be on the disc here in a few minutes. We can talk about a lot of the extras because they're already done. And but the one thing, and Adam wanted to very much mention this to the supporters, the Indiegogo supporters, the people who were with this thing from the very beginning.
Yep.
This is not going to be like some other campaigns where they either get forgotten about or they're kind of an afterthought and they get the same release that everybody else is getting on the same day or sometimes months later. We have it in the agreement that before the general public gets this, the Indiegogo backers will be getting their copies first. As to when that will be exactly, we don't have that date set just yet. We need to get this thing in the official production pipeline, which will be in a few weeks, and then the manufacturers will tell us when they can reasonably be expected. So we don't want to set a date and then find out, oh no, we can't make that. But it's coming soon. It's on our our dockets to get off. I think Adam and I are both very relieved to actually quite possibly have Hearts of Darkness kind of off our plates here in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
So that will be coming, and it is going to be just an absolutely packed special edition. There's going to be 2 commentary tracks. We're playing 2 commentary tracks for it with a wide variety of people, all central and important to the release. Yes, that the Indiegogo people are getting what the general public gets. They're not getting an abbreviated edition or a special, single disc edition. None of that crap. They're getting the full McGillicuddy, everything that everybody gets. They're just going to be getting it sooner than everybody else.
Absolutely.
That is your reward for, putting your money where your mouth was right from the very beginning and helping to support this. I happen to believe all those people are saints, really. Every last one of them. Especially the person who was the 3rd person.
Jesus Christ.
To help support this thing. I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
But he's going to be getting a copy along with everybody else before everybody else does too. So that guy, very, very special.
But anyway, out of the supporters, he has been the biggest pain in the ass. But whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, so yes, the Indiegogo people are getting. Yes. They're not getting a Reader's Digest edition of this thing or anything like that. They're getting the full McGillicuddy, but they're going to get it before anybody else does.
And guys, just so you know, this was the for anybody who's thinking it was a sweetheart deal for Michael and for Synapse and all of that. We were approached by several different companies that wanted the movie, and even one company that was offering more upfront cash for the movie. And I know, shocking. And I said no. And I'll tell you why I said no. It's great when things get packaged and sent out and there's the conveyor belt of industry in progress. That's fantastic. My rule about people that I work with in distribution, they have to love the movie as much as I love the movie. They have to be excited about the project. And here's what's awesome. When I came to Michael, I was talking to him about several companies because I really wasn't going like, hey, Michael, do you want to distribute the movie? No, it was, we talked about it. And I said, well, what's your relationship with Synapse? Like, how is that going? How do you feel about all that? And Michael wasn't just effusive. It was this sense of, look, these guys know how to protect a movie and how to treat it with respect and to put it out the right way. And so for me, I felt that Synapse's respect would counteract Michael's disrespect and we'd end up with a good product.
It was a very good point.
Right. And honestly, guys, seriously, Michael has been so really incredible about this. Look, I'll give you an example. So we were rushing to get the movie to Glasgow, to Fright Fest. And Alan Jones and the team at Fright Fest, they had told me way in advance they wanted the movie. In fact, they wanted it for a Halloween show they were doing in London, but we couldn't get it done in time. We couldn't make it all work. So it was great. And they said, look, come to Glasgow. We love this movie. We love you guys. We want you to be there. So we were racing to get the materials to them, right? And we're trying to do a mock-up of a poster and all this stuff. But the poster wasn't really the feeling of the movie. And a lot of you know that great image of the hockey mask, the chrome mask with the chrome skeletal glove of Freddy pulling the mask, which Rod Lane did, and it's freaking extraordinary. That image is incredible. By the way, that image will be part of the release that we're doing.
Oh yeah, there's going to be an O card around the release that will have the artwork over Adam's shoulder, and then the front cover will reflect that, but the reverse cover will have the chrome skull artwork that was originally used for the campaign.
Absolutely.
So you will have that as an option.
And here's the thing. While I love that cover, it didn't really say anymore what the movie had turned into, because that cover was created even before the Indiegogo campaign. And suddenly we had a movie that was different, that had shifted tone and become something, I think, even bigger and less narrow than that image indicated. So we're racing to get this done. Well, as we were doing this, Michael, without me knowing, and by the way, this is before Michael was going to be doing any of the distribution on this film, Michael called me. I was in Ecuador visiting my mom, and he interrupted me in the middle of getting her to dinner. And he said, hey, can you Zoom for a few minutes? I was like, no, can you FaceTime me? No, this isn't really good for FaceTime. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I tell everybody, we're literally walking out the door. I said, everybody freeze, give me 5 minutes. I go into the other room, I get on my computer, and I bring Michael up. I'm like, what do you want? And he said, can you give me the right to, he says, I'm going to share something with you. And look, you have no obligation to use this, but it's something that was bounced around in the back of my head, and I think it's the right thing. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, hold on. And suddenly that image shows up. That image pops up on my screen. And folks, I'm telling you, there are a few times in my life where my breath has been taken away, but this was something else, man. This was fucking crazy. And I saw that poster and I just went, oh my God, it's our movie. Like, that's the fucking movie. Like, you pulled out of your brain what this movie is in one image. And that, to me, when I started talking to Michael about distribution, that for me was what typified why we needed to go with Synapse and with Redshirt, because the care that it took to get this made by Mark Schoenberg,
Mark Schoenbach,
excuse me, who did such an incredible job with this poster. And Mark's amazing. He's fucking amazing. Anybody who's not checked out his artwork,
I've worked with Mark on set. He was one of the few people I thought of for this, because a lot of people can do trace work and do really, they need images, but he's one of those people that can just look at something and go, okay, I'll do a freeform painting. And because this whole idea I had for the poster was just like Adam being dragged into hell, and all the bric-a-brac of film sets are there, and so it's the idea of a filmmaker's hell, that sort of thing. And I just told that. I kind of mapped out using some generic imagery just for placement, and I sent it to Mark. I said, here's what I'm kind of going with, is this thing in my head, blah, 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 blah. He comes back with that image. in black and white. He hadn't colored it yet, but that exact image in black and white. And this was my exact reaction when it came up on screen. Yeah, you're done. You're done. Just color that shit and send it over. That's just. It was just somehow he jumped into my brain, and he actually made it better because my original image was just him. Kind of like in a desert being dragged into the grass. So why don't I have him actually in hell being dragged down to a further hell? And I'm like, it's a lot of hell. I like it.
So much hell. So much hell.
So
yeah, I got to give Mark a lot of credit for you talk about knocking something out of the fucking park. It was just, and again, it was like I was like, no notes. I don't have no notes at all.
Yeah. So that was that's really, all of these elements are sort of determined why I felt so good about putting this in Michael's hands. And I will tell you, since I put it in his hands, we have been, racing the finish line to get everything in, but we keep packing more stuff onto the disc. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like every day there's like, oh wait, you know what? We should put that on there. And we want it to feel like this exploding goodie bag for everybody who's waited for this thing. So when you get this, I know a lot of people are like, well, why is it taking so long? I want my Blu-ray. And I get it. I do understand.
Is that how they sound? Is that how they
do? That's how they sound in my mind.
Is that how people go, hey, Adam Marcus, where's my Blu-ray?
A number of messages I've gotten that literally sound like somebody has crawled into my colon with a pitchfork and go, get my Blu-ray. Where's my Blu-ray?
Come on, bro, make it the Blu-ray.
And again, I cannot say you're wrong. Like, damn, I want my goddamn Blu-ray at this point. Here's what's awesome. This thing has so much extra stuff. Look, we had to put in a second disc. That wasn't like that. It wasn't.
Well, originally,
originally
they had told me about what all the extras are going to be. It's like, oh, okay. And then I looked at the runtime. I'm like, well, the documentary is almost 2 hours long. We're going to have 2 commentaries. How the hell we could? I mean, I guess we could fit it all on one Blu-ray, but that's going to be testing the limits of a dual layer disc.
Yes, it will.
And at some point, it's just like, fuck it. Let's just let's give this shit some breathing room. And we're definitely doing a 2-disc set. There's really no other way to do it.
And it is, I mean, guys, the extras that we have. Look, the movie itself closes in almost on 110 minutes, right? So it's a feature-length film. It's a feature-length documentary. It is longer than Jason Goes to Hell, in fact. And it's actually nearing the first cut of the movie. And then there's 2 hours of other footage. That's not to mention, fan art that's on the disc. Declan's original test of the credits for the opening of the movie, and then tons of information that just wouldn't fit in the film that Michael had imagined. And look, the film is a very specific tone. There are extras in there that get into some darkness and some nitty gritty that isn't in the movie.
Yeah, one in particular that I'm thinking.
One in particular. That will definitely address the Sean Cunningham stuff between him and I, and a lot of the things that were said about me over the years. And
what's good?
What is it?
It says, watching that U.S. premiere in Texas with a good portion of the group was pants tingling.
I love it. Oh, Corey's the man. You're the fucking man.
So if we do a commercial for this thing, it's just like Corey Kaufman says it was pants tingling.
Pants tickling. Jesus, I wish someone.
That's my heterosexual tag team partner over there.
Who needs an Oscar when someone says your documentary is pants tingling?
Yes.
Seriously, I've hit all my life goals. I'm done, guys.
Yeah. Thanks. You can shove your Oscar up your ass. It's not pants tingling necessarily.
Seriously. And look, alongside that doc, there's all these other mini docs. And again, guys, these weren't extras that were made as extras. These are parts of the story of the documentary that we shot. This is more movie. So you're not getting something that we produced later. You're getting something that was produced while we were making this picture. It's just that we had a dearth of material. We had so much stuff to talk about. So you're getting a ton of extras, and the extras are, Guys, there's one thing that is a conversation between myself, Deborah, and the editor of the film, Eric Beetner, who has been my best friend since we were 14 years old. So there is a conversation because Eric was supposed to work on Jason Goes to Hell, and it didn't work out. And it actually caused a rift in our relationship for over a decade. And again, my closest friend,
Eric's so cool.
It's this doc is insane. Like, it's really, there's so much stuff on this disc. It's fucking crazy. Michael, anything else on special things that are happening with the disc?
Well, I don't want to reveal everything yet because there's still stuff in the, but I will say that, I, like Adam said, we just keep coming up with ideas. Right before we got on this chat, he and I snowballed an idea that's going to be included in the package, which, if we can get that together, is going to be super cool.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool, it's actually a physical edition of the disc, not something that will be on the disc.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where we're just going to pack it full of we're going to put so much crap in this, you won't shit right for a week.
That's right.
It's just going to, it's really going to be something special. And
we're reaching the length of Crystal Lake Memoirs. We're getting to that place. We're getting to that kind of size of a movie.
It's a lot of stuff, and it's again, I think, just a tribute to to the whole production team, everybody that worked on this, just put so much of themselves and their time and their efforts and their talents into this. And you never know if it's going to get finished. You never know if anyone's going to see it. You never know. I mean, with anything you do, it is just it's been really just humbling to see all of this come together and to see the reaction that people are having. Because I think a lot of people are coming into this with a certain expectation. Oh, it's a making of a Friday the 13th movie. Well, it is that, certainly.
Yeah.
But there's much more going on. The best documentaries, and I'm not necessarily saying that, this is one, but I'm because it's a little self-aggrandizing, but the best documentaries are always about one thing, but in reality, they're really about something else entirely underneath.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, Never Sleep Again is so good. Because, it's about the making of the Freddy movies, but it's also about the rise and fall, or the rise and evolution of a film studio.
Of New Line, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's all this stuff going on. And for me, that's what Hearts of Darkness is. Yeah, you get a lot of information about the making of a Friday the 13th movie, but it's really about a first-time filmmaker getting the chance to make a movie when he was extremely young and hungry and really wanted to do it. And he's getting to play in a sandbox that he's been wanting to play in his whole life, and and then all the the quicksand that you encounter, all the problems that come up, and then to see it. What was interesting to me was to see, it's like, the reaction to the movie initially from the fandom was not bad. I mean, it certainly was much, and the critics were always dismissive of any Friday the 13th movie, but even some of them were kind of like, my favorite reviews of this movie were like, well, it's a Friday the 13th movie, so it's a piece of shit. But it's not as big a piece of shit as some of the other pieces of shit in this series.
Yeah.
And I'm like, score?
Dude, we got a good review from the New York Times.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's a first.
And so, in fact, the document, I won't say what it is, but the documentary opens now with a couple of quotes that help illustrate the disparity in the evolutionary reaction to this film.
Yeah,
which,
by the way, no audience has seen this.
No, this is
exclusive to the Blu-ray.
Yeah, that we added at the last second.
Yeah,
but it is it's going to be interesting, and then to see in the documentary how Adam has sort of weathered the fandom in rise with the internet, which gave everybody a bullhorn all around the world.
Yep.
And as a result of that, but it's still. It's and I think it was interesting to see recently with the 4K release that came out. A lot of people have turned around on this movie. A lot of people have. And a lot of people have been able to give it a second chance and go, oh, you know what? If I don't bring the baggage of everything else in with me and just take it as a story, it's basically Jason Voorhees at this point, at least the way I look at it, he's a character that you sit around a campfire and tell stories about. Well, here's a story I heard about Jason Voorhees, and that's what this is. This is what I heard. He hopped from body to body and did all this stuff. So, because he's become a thing of legend, he's become the boogeyman. He's just a thing. So, I like the idea of filmmakers going on, well, I imagine Jason Voorhees is this sort of thing. You know, it's always been my dream to do an anthology film for Friday the 13th. That's literally a bunch of people around a campfire telling individual stories of what they've heard about Jason, and every one of them is completely different. And so that's kind of how I look at a lot of the Friday the 13th movies. This is just a campfire tale.
Yeah.
And if you take it like that, you'll have a blast with the movie because there's a lot of really crazy, weird shit going on in it.
Absolutely.
Which I thought back then too, walking out of the theater. But back then it was like, but it doesn't line up with the continuity of the series. And since when has he been able to buddy hop? I call shenanigans. I call shenanigans on this whole enterprise. But then at some point I grew the fuck up, and it's just But I mean, and that's not to say. And then I think Adam would agree. Like the movie or don't like the movie, that's fine. And
absolutely.
Or it's not going to. No movie is going to. You line up 10 people, you get 10 different reactions to any film, really.
Yes.
But you have to at least. As I've gotten older, my thing is, did the filmmaker accomplish the story that they wanted to tell? Not whether it was a story that I wanted them to tell. I mean, who cares what I want at the end of the day? Is this a story that's well told? And you judge it by that. And I think Adam did a great job with this movie. He really did. I mean, it's a lot. That movie is an awful lot of fun. Once you leave your baggage and your crap outside of the theater, which was difficult for me when I first saw it because I'm a continuity junkie, and the Paramount films were all very, very interconnected with each other.
Yes.
Although I will admit, I don't know where the hell you could have gone after Jason Takes Manhattan. It's just like, well, the kids lying in the sewers, which get flushed with toxic waste every night, apparently. I didn't know that happened.
Well, growing up in New York, that was a hazard.
Was it really?
We were all worried about it. Gang violence
and toxic waste.
And sewer toxic waste.
That can transform you back into a kid again.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I've been transformed 3 times into a kid because I love the sewers in New York. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, big problem. To that end, guys, look, the movie that Michael has created, I have to say, is really stunning. He and our editor Eric Beetner really.
Yeah, I don't want to. I just wanted to say this one thing before you go on. I'm the director of this thing. I came in late on this. They had already shot pretty much all the interviews. By the time I came on, there was already I guess the technical term would be a fuck ton of footage.
Fuck ton.
And, when I came on, I was actually, way reluctant at first because it's like, I've never come into a project that's already been this far down the path. I always self-generate my own stuff. I'm always there from the very beginning. I help shape it in the shooting and all that. But I also realized that you can have all sorts of ideas about what you're going to get out of a documentary. And then you shoot the footage and then you look at the footage and go, oh, well, the footage is actually telling me this instead. So I got to go with what the footage says. So I thought it's really not going to be that different than what I do. I just wasn't there for the interviews necessarily. And they were very thorough interviews. In some cases, a very thorough interviews.
Oh, my God. Keep bitching about it. My God.
I fast-forwarded through a lot of Adam's raw footage just the other day, and you can literally see the sun rise, set, over the course of his interview. You know how long that is?
Oh my God.
Anyway, but
no, it's good. Listen, I just think at some point you need to get the sand out of your vagina about it. I'm just saying, just putting that out there, dude.
So anyway, working with Adam's been a treat.
By the way, I have never heard a documentarian so upset about having too much footage of a subject. For the love of Pete!
I didn't say it was too much footage. I just said it was a fuck ton of footage.
Between you and Beetner, my God.
Well, here's the thing. And I mean, look, I'm the director. I am the credited director on this thing, and I'm not saying I didn't have a role in this production, but I mean, Eric Beetner deserves so much credit for how this thing came to, because he's the one who actually wade through all this stuff and follow what Vagan, kind of was like, overall, I want this, and overall, I want this. And I want this and focus on this. Make sure to include this. We'll structure it this way. Have fun. I'm going off and doing whatever the fuck. And he's the one standing there with footage that would barely fit into the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he has to try to figure out a narrative for this thing. So,
by the way, on this, the reason Eric is so skilled at being able to do that very thing that you're talking about is that he cut every episode of Fear Factor back in the day. And now he's the lead editor, one of the lead editors on The Amazing Race, one of the top story editors of that show. And this guy, it's extraordinary. Just yesterday, he got nominated for his 10th Emmy.
He's like the Susan Lucci of TV editor.
Susan Lucci, yep. Susan
Lucci, not
right.
one yet, which is a fucking crime.
10 nominations for best editing. 10 nominations in the Emmys. Which is freaking incredible.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. He's really goddamn good at his job.
Me too. He's
and again, when he showed the first rough cut of this thing, I was just like, well, he listened.
Yeah.
This is so much better. And what was great was, getting to look at and figure out what holes we needed to plug in terms of figuring out, well, what don't we have that we need? And being able to shoot a couple more of the reunion events and the Q&As really gave us something to cut back and forth. So it wasn't just all talking heads all the time. You really got to see the fan reaction and how, recently the film has kind of come back into its own. And that was really interesting to me. The only regret I have, and Adam can talk more about this, is initially I was going to go on the road and film an event that was being planned out on the East Coast that unfortunately, due to some health issues I had for like a couple of weeks, I wasn't able to make. But the whole thing went so spectacularly wrong that it almost became like a statement. It's like, well, of course, nothing's easy with Jason Goes to Hell.
No,
so I wish I could have been on the ground to witness the increasing level of shitstorms that were affecting this whole screening event. I consider that a major missed opportunity. But it's still featured.
The documentary about making the documentary is almost as good as the documentary itself.
It would be, yes. Yeah. I'm not directing that. I'll be interviewed for it, but I'm not going to direct that.
Yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Too much pain. By the way, guys, listen. I want to say before while we're talking about sort of the release and Michael's work on this movie, the thing about filmmakers, and look, I know that the rest of my life I will be known as Adam Jason Goes to Hell Marcus. Like, I know that.
That's not your middle name?
It's not legally yet. I might just go ahead and do it. But it is, I gotta tell you, when somebody comes at me about another film that I've made, I'm so like, oh my God, thank you for seeing that. Or thank you for talking to me about that. To that end, I do want to say, if you're following Michael and you're following Red Shirt, I really, really implore you guys to look at his other feature work. I know that everybody knows the hundreds and hundreds of BTS and packages that Michael has created for hundreds of movies, and all of that stuff is extraordinary, all good. But I have to tell you something. As a feature-length documentarian, Michael is really extraordinary. And just recently, I got to look back at some of Michael's work just because Deb and I were free on a Saturday, and we were like, I want to watch some Mike's docs today. I'm gonna do that, and we did. And I got to tell you, I mean, the Creepshow documentary is insanely good. Like, it's so good, even though there are parts of it that I have to cover my eyes for.
Cockroaches.
Dude. I can't even look at the
my favorite part of that doc to cut was the cockroach stuff.
Of course,
everybody had stories about the fucking cockroach.
Of course, I mean, how can you not? For me, I literally can't look at the screen. I can listen to it, but I have to say, if you guys haven't seen After Effects, this is a movie that for me. There's a tenderness to it about the people who made that film. And there's such a scrappiness to that movie getting made. And George Romero is in there, God rest his soul. And there is such value in what Michael has produced up till now. And, I love that we're all talking about Hearts of Darkness, and we should continue talking about it so everybody gets a copy of it and everybody gets to see this thing. But you got to know, like, you got to look at the other work, guys. If there's a filmmaker you really like, you have to give some love to that filmmaker. And I'm just saying, please, everybody out there, check out some of Michael's other work.
Thank you.
Dude, you're a terrific filmmaker. You're a terrific filmmaker. It's why, look, Michael and I've had a ball working on this, but I promise you, we're going to do a lot of other stuff together because he is just that fucking good. So don't sleep on his other work. Like, let this inspire you to go check out his other features.
Okay. Well, do I send the money to?
Yeah, you can FedEx it.
Okay.
Actually, I have Zelle.
Oh,
yeah. By the way, does anybody else have a problem with the fact that, like, Zell is the name of the villain in Marathon Man? Does any Christian Zell is like he's the most evil man in the world? That's the Olivier character.
Well,
when they called it Zell, I was like, what?
Well,
what?
I always wonder every time I use Cell if it's safe.
Is it safe?
Yeah, so it makes sense to me.
Hey guys, one other thing I want to talk about is upcoming screenings that the film is going to be having, and it's a bunch. We are going to be, Okay, so the first thing first, we are going to be at the Big Bear International Film Festival. This is the end of September, last weekend of September. That same weekend, Comic-Con LA is showing the film. Crazy. And we have been invited to yet another amazing event in Philly. So we're trying to work that out because I need to be at 3 different places, all in different parts of the country, on the same day. So it's going to be fun. I'm thinking of doing a full Phil Collins at Live Aid situation. So that is happening. Also, my good buddy Jason Hignite, who used to run the Horror Hound festival and convention in Cincinnati, which was a freaking ball, that place. We showed Secret Santa there. He is now working with the Skyline Drive-In and Strand Theater, and we are doing an event. It's called Skyline Scares. It's October 10th and 11th. They're going to be showing Jason Goes to Hell on the drive-in screens on the evening of the 10th, and then during the day they're going to show it in a brick and mortar screening at the Strand Theater. They're going to be showing Hearts of Darkness, and I'm going to be there for a Q&A. This is all in Shelbyville, which is in Indiana. So
isn't that near Springfield?
You know what? It might be.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Shelbyville.
A lot about Shelbyville from, yeah. Oh, my God. By the way, do you know that the town I live in, El Segundo, is Pawnee?
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
The guys who created that show ran the Parks and Rec department in El Segundo.
Oh, that's funny.
And the evil town, Eagleton, is Manhattan Beach. That is a true story.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep. So we're going to be there on October 10th and 11th for Skyline Scares. We have also been invited to an event that is going to be taking place in Massachusetts. I can't give the information about that yet, but I will be getting that, and I will put it out on Facebook and on Instagram and everywhere else you guys can see it. So we are also going to be in Dublin at Dublin Horrorthon. At the end, that's the weekend before Halloween. In Dublin. That is an amazing event. Ed King is the guy who puts that together and has done an incredible job. I also just want to say, when it comes to the Big Bear International Film Festival, which is an amazing event, a guy named Jake Cole is the one who saw this movie and called me immediately. It was like, I have to have this movie. And he's going to show Jason Goes to Hell before it. And this is at a film festival, and they're going to bring back a 33-year-old movie to screen it in front of this film because they want the audience to have the context so they can really fully get the impact of the documentary. So, guys, we are doing everything we can to get this thing out there. Now, here's what I will tell you. Anyone out there that wants this movie where they are, great. Go to whatever festival, whatever convention, whatever is happening in that area, request it. Get your friends to request it. the more people who ask these places, the more they come to me and go, can you please screen this here? So I'm not going out and finding places. People are coming to me with this. And it's the best way to make this happen, guys, is a groundswell on the ground. You guys have to create that. I will make myself available. I will get to the theater. I will get there and do what I got to do. I know Michael's going to be joining me for a bunch of these. This is, you guys want it? Ask for it. That's the way this works. These conventions and festivals, they really get excited when the audience says, yeah, we want this movie. I will tell you, the win for Best Documentary at Oslo has been incredibly helpful festival-wise, because now we have not submitted. They're just coming to us asking us for the movie. And that does not happen, guys. It just doesn't. That's a really exciting thing that people are requesting to see the movie. I show it to them and immediately they're like, we want it. So that's happening because the movie is really good, guys. It's a good. Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know this, when we were at Texas Frightmare, Kane Hodder was with us. He was there with us. And Kane gets very grumpy past 9 o'clock. And this screening was at 9:30, and he was like, "Oh, come on, man! Why can't we just do like the Q&A before the screening?" I said, "Okay, we're gonna do a Q&A for a movie before they've seen the movie. That's how you want to do this, Kane." He's like, "Well, let me get to bed. It's really late, Adam." I'm like, "Oh my God, Grandpa!" So Kane and I introduced the movie. And it was awesome. We actually had a great time introing it. And of course, Deborah ran out of the audience to scream at the audience to no one can take out their cell phones or she'll hit them. And then Kane said he'll help her, and that stopped it.
That would do it, yeah.
Yeah, it did. But at the end of the screening, Kane came up on stage with me, and he was awake. He was so awake, like ready to go. And I was like, wow, you got some energy. And he took the mic from me and he said, I let you guys come to my house and shoot this thing, and I didn't know what the hell you were doing. Like, I didn't know what this was going to be. But this is good. I was like, oh, thanks. He goes, no, I'm not kidding. This is really good. I was like, well, thank you, Kane. That's awesome. He has been singing the praise of this movie ever since, guys, and that's been really extraordinary. So it's got Kane's seal of approval on it, which, by the way, I'm sorry, you get Jason Voorhees himself to go like, no, I like this movie, but I'm glad I'm in this movie. It's a pretty great feeling, guys, and again, he's endorsing it, and I was hoping he would love it, and he really does love it. And it's pretty cool, guys. So, so we are going to be all over the place. And if anybody wants me to come their way, all you got to do, make it happen. I will come. If you build it, I will come.
I'm busy. So.
Yeah, no, Michael's got much more important things to do. Yeah. And by the way, Michael's too busy putting the damn movie out and getting in your hands. So leave him alone. Good. Hey, TJ, it was interesting. We were talking about the extras earlier, and TJ had actually brought up an interesting point of order on that, because TJ was actually very instrumental in making one of those extras come true. And it's actually kind of the spiciest extra on the disc. TJ, you want to tell them that story, brother?
So pre-COVID, I had the opportunity to see Sean at a semi-Friday the 13th themed event in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Adam was like, if you can get footage, get footage. If you can't, you can't. It is what it is. So I asked him questions that I knew would create some sort of response. And I took what was supposed to be a half-hour Q&A and ruined it by asking one simple question, essentially making Sean, I don't want to ruin it, but making Sean lie again. And then Kane trying to say, Sean, that's not necessarily true. But it's interesting. It's fun. I don't look the same as I do now. I'm a bigger beard and maybe 80 pounds heavier. But yes, it was a long time ago. But it's full of really useful information. And then put with the context of the doc, it's even more intriguing. And it just kind of really shows you that how long somebody can hold on to a lie for. It's pretty interesting.
Well, yeah, and it was what's fun. Now that I realize, we hear in the clip, that one of the clips that's used in the piece about this particular topic, we can hear you ask the question, and I swear you say something along the lines of, okay, here we go.
You actually do. You
Yeah.
actually do.
If there
It's
had
so
been
good.
if there had been a camera on you at that moment, I picture you going, okay.
Like that raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just like pitting a cat, man. Okay, Mr. Cunningham, go ahead.
He really does tie his own
Yeah.
use in that one. Guys, I do want to acknowledge a few people that have been commenting in the stream. One is James Baginski, who saw the doc at Texas Frightmare weekend and says it was great. Really looking forward to the physical release. James, thanks, man. Thank you for letting us know that you were actually there. That's freaking cool.
It was a
everybody.
packed house, boy.
It was 900 people.
Wow.
They let me know it was 900 people at the end of the screening.
Excellent.
Noelle is here, who I adore. She's like my baby sister. She was so amazing in contributing to this doc, especially on the street team and getting people to get the word out. But Eric, Seth, Gregory, my brother Rick, and Ricky. It's amazing, guys. Those of you that have been, and of course Corey, because we can't do anything without Corey. There is something wonderful about the people that have stood behind this thing from the beginning. And I will also tell you, there have been times when people who have not even contributed to this, who have not contributed to the doc, will like get upset that they haven't gotten a Blu-ray yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not getting a blue. What are you talking about? And they'll get upset. And I got to tell you, guys like Damian Claypool will jump in and defend the team and try to explain to them, which we've tried to explain every month since this thing started, what's been going on and how hard it's been and what the legal situation is and all the rest of it. And I got to say, I feel really heartened by the fact that all y'all have been so loyal and so wonderful and so easy to talk to and have made this experience, honestly, one of the most heartwarming of my life. You guys have really been incredible. You really have. So everybody who's on here today, like you guys rock. I appreciate it. I appreciate your attention to it and to listening to all of our shenanigans. By the way, Allie misses everybody. She will see you soon. She's got some amazing news that I can't say yet, but she'll give it all to you. By the way, it's not about a baby. She already had a baby, so it's not about baby. It's professional stuff. But she misses you guys and she cannot wait to be back with y'all. So that'll be happening very soon too. Awesome.
Yep.
Michael, anything else? I think that wraps us up.
Oh God. I mean, well, I could talk about all sorts of shit forever, but no.
Michael, do you want to plug your streams and podcast?
Do it.
Oh yes. Well, I go on Facebook live every now and then, but the podcast I would like to promote is called The Spooky Picture Show. I host it with several friends of mine, including Chris McGibbon and Kevin Ellis, who we played the Friday the 13th game for almost 5 years every night, along with Peter Brackey and his partner Adam and a couple other friends as well. It was just like, we couldn't stop playing it. And I always got in the habit of shooting other people with the shotgun and running them over with the car. That was my favorite thing to do, was to betray all my fellow campers. That just was, I delighted in that so much. So much so, I did that to one person in a public match once. 6 months later, they came back and came looking for me and got revenge.
Wow.
That's how much I pissed people off. And it made me feel good. It made me feel like they cared. They had enough of a vested interest in destroying me that they waited. They bided their time. So Getty Granite, if you're still out there, come get me anytime. I know I did you wrong, buddy. But Spooky Picture Show, we've been recording now for a couple of years, and we've got a nice little following going on. And
it's a fantastic podcast.
Oh, thank you. And I'm looking forward to doing more episodes. And then I got other Hunter's Blood coming up from Red Shirt Home Video. That's next coming up, along with Hearts of Darkness, and still working. We're getting Fright Night 2 together, and we're getting Prom Night 2 and 3 and 4 and 976 Evil 2. A whole lot of 2s. Got a lot of 2s coming up. So look for more news on all that stuff soon.
That Prom Night one's a big one.
Yeah. That's been a long process with all those movies, and especially part 2. I love part 2. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of that one.
Yep.
And so that'll be really exciting.
Agreed. Adam, any art related stuff you want to share?
Yeah, I've been now promoted to associate editor of Art de Cinema. We are doing, I'm now working on my 25th volume, my 25th book for them, of artwork and essays. So far it's been exclusively in French, but in October there is a Jason Goes to Hell book coming out. And it's the first one we're going to do in French and English. So I will make sure everybody knows what's going on with that. We're trying to make that go in conjunction with the release of the disc. So that's been amazing. I will also say on the film front, we've got 2 films in pre-production right now, a doc series that is in pre-production right now, and a whole lot of really cool stuff that's coming. And in fact, we might even have some more Secret Santa news for people coming at some point soon down the line. So yeah, there is a ton of goodness happening here at Skeleton Crew. Yeah, it's been kind of amazing. But Tej, what's going on with you, brother?
Just doing the podcast here every week, and we did a stream yesterday at 6 p.m. like we do every week, doing celluloid psychosis, trying to keep that consistent. But my new career and everything has kind of taken me in a new direction, keeps me busy these days, but I try to still keep in touch with the fans. Adam, Michael, thank you for coming on the stream today. I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity.
Well, hey, actually, weren't you featured recently on a commentary track from a
Oh, yeah. So Vestron Video recently released the U.S. debut of Ghoulies Goes to College, and Michael was a part of that release, and I thank Michael for facilitating that. But we got to do a audio commentary for that release, me and my podcast co-host, Paul Ashford, Little Rubber Monsters on Instagram. Really, really cool opportunity, really, really fun, and really awesome going on YouTube this week and seeing how people enjoy the release. So
good.
Yeah. Yep. Amazing. Hey, by the way, Ryan James just joined us, said congrats guys, really exciting times for horror this year. Ryan is part of a really terrific movie called Cannibal Comedian that's now streaming. Yeah. It's badass. And they also did a documentary about the making of it that's actually really fantastic too. Cool. But Ryan is in Hearts of Darkness. He contributed to it. He's in it. And also he just worked his ass off at the LA premiere of that movie, and really, like, he shot footage for us and he facilitated the entire thing happening. He was just an amazing guy. By the way, at Gardena Cinema, shout out. I love you guys. And it looks like Sean Baker and I are going to be the 2 people that like make this thing have a life that it deserves. This theater, it's fucking incredible. And also, just lastly, Joe Horak is here, and Joe and Lydia are also featured in the doc. And Lydia, Joe's daughter Lydia, is the youngest executive producer, perhaps in the history of cinema. So and
I recognize all these names from the credits.
Right? It's kind of wild.
It's basically our street team that we've got. You know?
Yes. It is our brothers and sisters. So it's pretty cool, guys. It really is.
Well, I think that's all. Thank you for everyone who joined this live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We've got a really good turnout tonight. And until the next one, tally ho.
Tally ho.
Tally ho. Wow.
That's my sign off. It's different, right?
Yes.
Go with God and toodaloo, and don't take any wooden nickels. I don't know.
Fuck 'em taco.